much. Thank you. So this, to go on what I was saying before then, this album was very much disarming who I was and the expectations that I kind of put myself in, the person that I thought that I was, and I needed to kind of, step back and look, is that who I am? And I'm going for vulnerability, I wanted to this be, again, the last album you listen to, on a road trip that begins at dusk or dawn. You're not really sure what the ending is going to be, but you do feel like taking a chance. And I work with a tremendous band. It's one thing to say I needed to feel vulnerable, but I asked these guys in my own way, to be vulnerable too. But I had a great crew. There was 9 of us that made this album. Andrew Blass, I think they're all here, but Andrew Blass. Let's see who else. Caitlin's here. George, Evan Rowe, John Truesdale. Let's see, Matt Oliverio, Steve Oliva, George is here, and Tom Rao. Damn it, I knew I was going to forget one. The thing about this album is, whenever we first did the first demos for them, or I gave the demos to the band and we were trying them out, it was coming across as too confident. And if any of you are musicians out there, you can imagine, what this is like when you train, all your life to be able to do something extraordinarily well. But during practices, I distinctly remember telling almost everybody after we did a rehearsal, okay, that was great. That was really good. Now can you just play half the notes? And I know that it ended up being a very tough process for that amount, to try and catch vulnerability. It's once you do something after the first time, well, you got so much more confidence, like driving a car. That apprehension and nervousness, you only get once. I remember taking my niece out to drive for the first time, and she was very nervous at first. I said, "Are you okay? You're going to be good?" I think she was like 14 or 15. And I said, yeah. She says, yeah, I would be fine. And whenever she puts the car into drive, you could see the nerve. She's just so nervous about being in control of this machine. And afterwards, I was like, "How do you feel?" And I know the whole time she was just nervous. But afterwards, she was like, "Oh, it's fine. It was nothing." It's like, yeah, sure. To capture that moment of the vulnerability, that was what I was going for this album, and it required me to actually switch instruments on people. Tom, who normally plays keyboards with the 5/5, I switched him to bass. He's great at bass. Everybody's great at these instruments, but I got to applaud them for being able to dive in the pool with me. Evan, who's normally a very powerful drummer, I asked him to, he's playing with mallets very, very lightly for these songs, again to try and catch that vulnerability. Steve, the guitar player, I think I asked him to play in a different tuning he never played in maybe 2 or 3 weeks before we were set to record. So thank you guys, thank you for doing that for me. This is a newish song called In the Golden Hour. Tired from running, and they weren't tired of me. The dog was on the doormat, you too, digger. We both went to our waters, both had enough. But looking out the window, maybe in the golden hour, that was a golden always green and ready. Come on, come alive. So I grabbed your father's camera, shining through the leaves. On the wall the diamonds swell. On the wall I put it down. The night was golden. That was a golden hour. That was a golden, 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 golden hour. Thank you.